So hello and welcome to the wppm podcast, the podcast of the Wind Power Project Management Master's Program at Uppsala University. My name is Zuzanna Kędzierska and I'm a current student in the Wind Power Project Management Program with an engineering background from Poland. And today's podcast is about wind power technology. To discuss this topic, I'm very happy to welcome you, Anders Wickström, who has been working in the wind energy sector for many years. And Anders is a senior project manager at RISE, the Research Institutes of Sweden. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so Anders, my first question is, I know that RISE supports companies and also the public sector in developing products and solutions for, let's say, more sustainable future. But what do you do as a project manager? On what kind of projects are you working currently?
Now I'm typically working in two areas. One is about wind power and how wind power can be integrated into the electrical grid systems, how wind power can support with ancillary services to the grid, etc. And the other area is around hydrogen and how potentially hydrogen production can be profitable in at a district heating system. So the losses, the 30% losses in the hydrogen production from an electrolyzer can be utilized to district heating, and then there are no or very little losses in that case.
Sure.
So looking into the sector coupling and integration of hydrogen production into an existing facility with an oxygen can be used in the combustion, etc. So,
do you also check it from the perspective how to do like a hybrid versions of hydrogen and, for example, wind power? Or do you treat it as separate?
That's the next step. You can say with now we are looking how very much into how single turbines can provide grid services in the present project FlexiWind. Next step will be how we can create a hybrid park and look into how we can utilize wind power for revenue-based operation rather than maximizing energy production, which is a need for the industry today.
Sure. Okay, so what has been the most significant shift or change in the wind power industry that you have observed?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think the development has been quite normal in according to an exponential curve. There are some shifts. One that in the old days where we changed from fixed rotor speed to variable rotor speed, thanks of the of electronics or a converter system being more and more cheap. That's one change. In the old days, you had constant rotor speed and stalled control turbines. Now with variable speed, we can have pitch control and more advanced turbines producing better. And
Why was it not possible before? What was the reason, the main reason?
If you don't have a converter system or a drivetrain allowing you to have variable speed, then you have a generator more or less synchronized to the grid, and then the rotor speed is defined by the gear ratio and the grid frequency. And then it's only possible to have a one rotor speed.
Yeah, sure.
However, on our first megawatt turbine, it was actually a gearbox that could be switched from a low rotor speed at low wind speed and then decoupled and accelerated up to a higher rotor speed and then coupled again with another gear to operate it at high wind speeds. So that was an old-fashioned way of having different rotor speeds.
Do you know when was the switch, the change? When?
Well, at around 8 meters per second, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah.
So we know that the curve was growing, but without like any huge steps. What do you think we have to change in the industry to do like a big step?
Well, I don't really know. Over all the years, engineers have been working to improve and improve and improve in small steps. The turbine has become larger and larger and larger. So it's difficult to, I can't see really. I mean, maybe when it comes to floating wind turbines, where we have very many different concepts, that might be a shift in the future when floating wind turbines are, well, cheap enough and serious enough to be commercial, and we will see which concept or which few concepts that will take the market in the coming 10 or 15 years.
Do you think that there will be some kind of a stop in the development, or even like we slow down the whole process, or as long as someone will be willing to invest in it, we can still expect the...
I mean, worldwide we see how renewables are coming on a large scale. Then we have individual countries like Sweden, for example, where political interests and suddenly now the proposals for subsidizing nuclear power is a difficulty in the market, because it creates concern and how does the future look like if the politicians can change the rules.
We're still dependent on them, definitely.
I mean, it's quite radical, yeah.
Yes. Okay, so which innovation do you think will have the biggest impact in the future on the wind energy sector?
Yeah, I mean, right, we have the theoretical maximum available power coefficient at about 59%. That's the theoretical maximum, and we obtain with modern wind turbines something like between 45 to 50%, which is very good, I would say. There is not much room for any steps in there to make it very much more efficient. So again, I think it's the small steps forward, larger turbines, more adopted maybe to the market conditions, especially here in Sweden, where we probably need to operate them differently, which brings other loads and other wear and tear maybe to the turbine that we need to understand. But if you are a wind turbine engineer in this area, you always have to understand that there are new things coming, new challenges, new questions to answer. And
I think that as more we know about something, we have more and more questions.
Yeah,
that's the part of development, I think.
And I've been in the business for so long, and I realize still that there are big changes here and there which needs more more research, more engineers, more solutions, and
of course. Okay, so my last question is, do you have any words or advice for our prospective students?
To be curious. That's a very good starting point.
Sure.
I think the energy area will need further development during many years to come. The energy solution, we are not there yet, so we can just sit down and relax. There are new challenges and new things. So be curious, follow what's going on. Enthusiasm is a very good asset.
Sure. Yeah. So just have more and more questions.
Yeah.
For the development.
And take the questions one by one, and that's a good approach. Perfect. I think.
Thank you so much.
Good luck very much, and look forward to new engineers to take over for the future.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for the lecture and for the podcast.
Yeah.
It's super nice to see that still people from the industry wants to share their knowledge, and I really appreciate that, and I feel that everyone, every our student will appreciate that and appreciate that.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. And
Yeah.
goodbye.